All right. Okay. All right. So I hope you can hear, and I hope you can see. I have a small workshop here, a short workshop that is about simple augmented reality. I'll give it a minute and see if somebody else drops in before I really get started. All right, so my name is Marcus Vogel. I am an associate professor of art at the Meyer School of Art at the University of Akron. I primarily teach in graphic design, but I teach making and software such as web design, web XR, web VR, that type of situation. And I have been asked today by the hackathon to talk a little bit about AR, simple AR preferably. And what I would like to show is Artivive. Artivive is, if you guys can sort of see in the background, Artivive is a very simple way of bringing a flat piece of work and have an overlay, a video overlay on top of it. And that can be achieved with things on the ball. So Artivive prefers probably some kind of a painting or a piece of art on the ball, but that can also be done with simply a printout, or if you frame a shot properly in photograph, you should be able to even do a piece of product, like say a shoe, for example. T-shirts or graphics on clothing, they do work. I have done tests with that before, but they're a little bit tricky. So one has to really be mindful of having high contrast trigger images. So the way AR works is essentially there is a trigger image, and then through an app, once the app sees the trigger, it plays a video. And in this particular simple case, there's all kinds of wonderful other use cases, but we really wanted to show you and bring to you the most simple and free option for you to engage with Artivive or engage with AR through Artivive. And so Artivive itself has resources available. What you will need to do is register for free. And once you're registered, you can actually build your AR in Artivive Bridge. So if you click, once you log in, you will be brought to Artivive Bridge, bridge.artivive.com. And that looks essentially in the back end like this. You have 5 artworks for free. You can buy more. There is a pro version, but there's also a free version. And the way it works is actually relatively simple. You assign an image, you assign a video. Now, of course, if you don't have any video set yet, you must record it, edit it a little bit. most of you have been using some kind of a form of video editing software, but for the Adobe folks, Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, even QuickTime, Vimeo has a studio, UTEP has a studio. I mean, there's really a lot of options to create video and edit it aside from shooting it with your phone. That said, so you need a trigger image and you need a video as an overlay. All right. So if I've prepared this ahead of this session. Notice there's 4 stars here. So that is the recognition speed. So this is essentially saying, hey, this is a pretty good image. It'll work rather well. So the less stars you have, the less well it will work. And once I hit my little edit button here, it actually goes to bridge itself. And if you would make a new one, you would have to name it first. But on the left, the image would be simply empty. And on the right, you would drop your video. And the way I have set this up is I have an actual invitation that we did a long time ago, but it works really well. And that is a printed invitation. So you can actually, if you take a look at it, this is actually a printed piece of paper. And it's simply an invitation that we prepared. And then we run a video on top of it. So this is the video that's going to run on top of it. And it's just a little loop. One thing to be said about videos, they have to be under 100 megabytes. It's not really that hard to achieve. You can always compress or export as an MP4 with an H.264 compression layer on top of it. There is an option to use sound. I wonder if it is necessary to do that. So just be mindful, if it's over 100 megabytes, it will not work. So in other words, when you drag anything that's over 100 megabytes onto the video section in Artivive, in Artivive Bridge, it simply will not work. It will not go there. Well, nothing will happen. And then you wonder, why is nothing happening? It's essentially the max file size is set to 100 megabytes. You can also do a GIF. So if there is an animated GIF that you have that could work for you, or if you made one, you could essentially trigger the GIF as well, and that should work in itself. So we have our single page. That's just a piece of printed invitation. We have our video. Now, in order to trigger this, you will need the Artivive app on your phone. So if you have an Android device, simply go to the playground and download Artivive, the app. If you have an iOS device, go to your app store and download Artivive there. This will only work through the app. So if you have a trigger image and then you want to invoke that to play a video, you have to take your phone, start the Artivive app, put the phone on top of, so sort of pointing at it, and then you can actually, just depending on your recognition speed, then it will take a couple of seconds to download your video, and then it will place over it. Once you have it working, and it is actually, so here in this image, you can see the background here is my actual printed piece. The foreground is my video. And this is just a screenshot from my phone. On the right-hand side, you have a little share button. When you click the share button, it actually allows you to document 10 seconds in the app while you have been doing it. So let me show how that is sort of looks. So here is me pointing shakily, apologize about that, shakily my phone at the postcard, and it lets me document 10 seconds of how it looks like in real life. So it's really a very simple way to use. It is a free way to introduce augmented reality to your projects, and additionally, the computational, so essentially how long it takes to download is very, very fast. So I wanted to see if there's in my session, or if there are any questions in the chat. Does not look like it. If you do have any questions, maybe drop them in the chat. If not, maybe the other thing that I would like to probably point out, if you are here in Bridge, on the top is also a little tutorial section that you can go to. But really the most important part is that you have an image, and that is your trigger image, and then a video that plays on top of it. You can also use the first video frame as an image, but you have to be mindful. So say you want to have a certain set that you then want to overlay, for example, the shoe product again, you can't move it. So it has to be exactly in the same position so it actually triggers. You can see the video is transparent, and you can also give it a no fading. Very simple augmented reality app. I hope that works. Excellent. The question is, what is the name of it again? It's Artivive. Actually, let me bring that entire link in here. Artivive. It's a company out of Austria. We have had really good luck with them, and they have been wonderful to us. Any other questions that I might ask? Hi guys. I can, if you'd like me to, I can go over it again. It's relatively fast. If there are any other questions at this point, please do let me know. Otherwise, it will be recorded any which way. I'm gonna hang out for a few more minutes, but it is called Artivive, and the actual work section is called Artivive Bridge. You simply need to name the project. You can give it some artwork info, and then on the left is your trigger image, on the right is your video. So Sam is asking, do you have a favorite example how it's being used? I use it with postcards a lot. So the sample that I just shared is simply with a postcard, and I have a postcard overlay that gives me sort of an extra layer of information. We do have in the back sort of a little information that says, hey, you know, this is how, you know, Artivive enabled, download Artivive, and so that works really well. I have done tests with garments, and that works cool. So if you have a really nice triggered image on your chest, then you can have a video that overlays. There's just some real tricky, if it's like wrinkled a little, or if you move too fast, then it doesn't trigger super well. So either a product would work, or a standalone sort of printout would work really well. Or, and this is sort of the main thing, Artivive was created a piece of art in a gallery. So Sam, I don't know if I answered that question best, but that's how I've used it really. Thank you. Let me know if I can answer something else, or if you want me to go over it again. But what I really enjoy about this, and I teach this to my students every semester, and it's really, what I really enjoy is how simple it is. Now, there is a lot more complexity to augmented reality, but we have chosen this particular example just so you guys can use it maybe for the hackathon presentations. Any other questions, if I may answer? Anybody else dropped in? Let's see. I'm gonna hang out here for a while longer, but the trigger image is on the left, the video is on the right, and so the trigger image is a PNG, a ping, so that when it sees my postcard, it compares the trigger image to my postcard, and then as the app recognizes it, it triggers the video. There's a little loading bar, and then it triggers the video. This is the video that I have chosen to be the overlay for that one image. So there's like tiny little, heads, sort of a little bit Harry Pottery in the overlay of the invitation. And once I trigger the share button on the right-hand side in the app, so it has to go through the app, then I can get to record 10 seconds of documentation. And I just simply stood it up on my iMac, and so in the back is the invitation, and on top of it is the overlay. Let's see, are there any other questions? Can you create a YouTube video from this app? No, it's the other way around. So you actually have to create your YouTube video, right? And then export it. So as an MP4 or as a .mov, or, so the actual, let me go back here, the any video type in GIF, and then you would have to load it. So in other words, it won't let you actually make a video, but it essentially triggers your video. So you have to have the video first. So I already created the video, then I bring it to Artivive, and my trigger image lets me play that when I watch it through the app. I hope that explains a little bit better. But essentially, the creating of the YouTube video would work through a different app like YouTube Studio. I hope that explains better. Any other questions I might answer? So since I have some new folks drop in, I'm gonna let me actually answer Charles' question. So the 3D version, where you actually have different layers that sort of give you this 3D effect, is pay to play. In other words, the free basic version lets you do a simple video overlay. If you want to have sort of this 3D layering effect on top of something, your shirt or whatever, then this is how they make a little money. For those folks that just dropped in, I'm presenting about Artivive, which is, I put the link in the chat on the very top. And so it's essentially an AR app on your phone called Artivive. But to make AR overlays, you have to go to their website and use bridge.artivive. So if you sign up for it, you get logged into Bridge automatically. This is how Bridge looks like essentially. And on the left is a trigger image. On the right is the video that lays on top of the trigger image. So I'm just, this is actually a piece of invitation that we have done a while ago, but my trigger image is a simple PNG on the left. So this is actually how it looks like. And then my video, my overlay video, is the same size that lays exactly over that. And the image, the app sees the image, triggers, and then downloads the video on top of it. And then once it's downloaded, you can move a little bit with it. There is in the app a little share button on the right. So actually, if you look in the back here, this is my this is the actual invitation. It's just leaning against my iMac, and this here is the rollover video. And then once you click that to share, it lets you record 10 seconds of documentation. It's sort of a teaser, trailer teaser kind of thing, but it would be really good. It lets you create 10 seconds of documentation video just on how it worked. me go back to the chat, see if there's any other questions. Cool. If I can answer any other questions, please do let me know. Super simple way to use augmented reality in your presentations. What could you use it for? So say you guys are working on a wearable, right? And you want to sort of have a little marketing situation where the wearable, where you describe what the wearable does. You could simply have a trigger image, and then the AR can load the video, your marketing video, on top of it. And that could be a piece of invitation, like the demo I've given was, or it could be on a piece of garment or on your product. There's no real trigger marker, like, so it's not a QR code. It recognizes the image, and that's what triggers. So it's not that you go to a QR code and go to a video. No, it recognizes the image and then lays the video on top of it. So you could have the shoe image, say, and have a shoe video, and then you could sort of, you know, have little fly-in animations and type that point to the features of your product. So that would be a version how you can use it for your marketing presentation or for your final presentation for the judges in the hackathon. Will the app also make the outfit color pop out more than the background? So if it triggers on the outfit, so first of all, again, garments is tricky, right? So pretend you can trigger it. Then the video itself on the overlay in your app on your phone will be pretty crisp. It won't. So it just will play it as, so it's not as sophisticated as completely changing the colors of your entire garment, but it will be, the top of it will be pretty crisp. So to answer your question, Charlotte, I think you should give it a try. It might be really cool. It really might be worth a try, and I think it could look really cool, really crisp. Okay, I hope I answered this. Jing Ting Ma, sorry, I just popped in. Which button should I click? Oh, so once you have it, right, and everything works and so forth, and you go into your app, there is on the right hand, there is this little share button, and as you click it, it basically goes into a little video mode, and then you can record 10 seconds of it. Now, of course, you can just, everybody can see it with whoever has Artivive installed, they can just walk up and see it, right, on their personal phone, as long as Artivive is installed. But for you to actually document it, you want to hit that share button, and you get 10 seconds of documentation that you can record. Another way, like how we have done it before, is we have another person behind it, so that it gives you a little bit more of an idea. You can record a longer video. So you basically just do your overlay, and then you have another person behind you also videotaping, and then that way you can document it, the entire experience that way as well. I hope that explains that a little bit better. Awesome. Any other questions I might answer? Let's see. Cool. Is there anybody that just, if there's anybody that just came in, do let me know, and I can, it's really simple. I can go over it again if you'd like. The idea is that there is a trigger image, and then there is a video gets played once the app recognizes the trigger. So it doesn't work QR code, it doesn't work with a marker, it works with an image. It recognizes the image and then lays the video on top of it. So as long as you shoot your video, then you can essentially just overlay it on a static, sort of making it appear that there is a video playing on top of your product. All right. Is there any other questions I might answer? Or for that matter, whoever I came in, I gladly give this another quick overview. So the app is called Artivive, Artivive. I put the link on the top in the chat. And once you sign up for it, you can log into the backend, or it will log you into the backend called Bridge. So bridge.artivive.com, and you make a new project. You get 5 artworks for free, which is really why this software is just really amazing. They're a little bit more geared towards flat work on the wall, but you can also do this as a product, or in my case, I just have a little invitation where then have a trigger image, and the trigger image overlays the video on top of it. So this is my trigger image. This is the video that lays on top of it. So I set that up in Artivive, download the app in Artivive, and as I hold my phone in the Artivive app over the trigger image, I can then see the actual, so it will, in the back here is the postcard, in the front is the video, and then I can see the video that downloads in a couple of seconds, then I can see the video overlay, and if I want to document it, I'm gonna use the right-hand button, the share button, and that lets me document 10 seconds of what is happening in real life. Let's see. Are there any other questions that I might answer for anyone? It's really simple to use. If you think of it in hackathon terms, say you're doing some kind of a wearable and you want to demonstrate what it does, have the actual product photographed, then use that image to trigger your explanation video, your marketing video, and it overlays over the product, and you can do fly-ins, fly-throughs, animations, type, explaining what the actual product does. So that's how it can be helpful. It works, albeit somewhat limited. It works also on a piece of garment or on a piece of flat, like something that's hung on the wall, or an invitation, like I have shown the demonstration. Is there any other questions I might answer? So this session is also being recorded, and as I said, it's really simple as long as you sign up and go to the Bridge backend. Really simple to use, but you must have the Artivive app on your phone. In other words, the browser or any of that does not have an automatic recognition. The Artivive app has to be installed on your phone. Artivive also provides little templates that you can download that says, hey, download Artivive, and it has a code, and you can go there. Really, you just search for Artivive either in the App Store or the Google Play, and then you can download it. And as long as you point your phone over it, it will eventually trigger, download the actual video, and then you can see it. You can also move the postcard itself, yes. May I answer any other questions? So we're almost done with the session. I hope this made sense. I hope that you guys will be able to use it. I think it's a super powerful way of getting augmented reality, especially with the judges in the hackathon. They will be very impressed if they can kind of see this documentation about augmented reality. Again, if you use your little share button on the right-hand side, you simply click it, it goes into record mode, and then you get 10 seconds. They only give you 10 seconds. It's sort of a trailer teaser type of situation. You can get 10 seconds of in real life documentation. How how it shows up on your phone. The other option that we do a lot is we have somebody videotape behind us, so that works as well. Any other questions? Can I take my original? All right, here is my original video. So this is my overlay video. And this is just, so if I make this smaller in the browser, in my case, this is a highly compressed MOV with an H.264 compression. It is about 60 megabytes big. So it does take a couple of seconds to download. So this is the actual video that we created, and this is the invitation. That's basically just I mean, this is how we laid it out in InDesign, and then we just exported the ping out of it. Does that make sense? Perfect. So we like that video up pretty good. So if you want to do something with this many moving pieces, the alignments have to be perfect. If you just want, any video to trigger, on top of your image, that's perfectly fine. But say if you want to do an overlay of your product where it then points to certain things or does a certain thing, you have to be mindful of your alignment. And that is the only way to really do that is to test, to get the test, get it going. First, get just a basic test going. Hey, does this even work? Does it work in Artivive? And then once you have it, try to do that with your product. Okay. Any other questions I might answer? Other than that, my session time is over, and this session is recorded or is being recorded. So if you have, you can scrub back and forth if you have any other questions. But it's really simple to use. So I encourage some of you to use it. The judges will be impressed, I promise. Any other questions I might answer? Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for participating in my session. Hopefully some of you will use Artivive, and best of luck at the hackathon. All right. Cool. Thanks, guys. Bye.